kuna mbio za mita 1500 kwa kina dada. Tunatarajia defending champion pia atakuwa anafanya kweli. Wanaanza vizuri finali ya mbio za mita 1500 kwa sasa. Wanariadha ambao ni 20 hapa. Nilikuwa nikuelezea kwamba baadhi ya mashindano ya leo hii ambayo yanatarajiwa kuwa na msisimuko wa aina yake ni mbio za mita 1500 kina dada ambazo zitaandaliwa ikiwa ni finali. Bingwa mtetezi yupo pale Faith Kipyegon. Pia zipo finali za mbio za mita 3000 kuruka viunzi na kidimbwi cha maji kwa upande wa wanaume. Pia yanatarajiwa kuwa na msisimuko mkubwa akizingatiwa kwamba bingwa wa zamani wa dunia na pia bingwa wa zamani wa Olimpiki Consensus Kiprop watakuwepo. Licha tujamuona sana, na pia tunatarajia kuona pia finali ya mita 100 wa Manyala akifanya mambo yake. Pia tunatarajia mashindano mengine makubwa kama mita 800 upande wa wanaume. Tunatarajia kivumbi pia katika hiyo finali. Turejea katika finali ya mbio za mita
here at the Nyao National Stadium on this bright, beautiful Saturday morning, and wherever you are, we are bringing you all this action courtesy of Athletics Kizia, National Olympic Committee of Kenya, and of course the Ministry of Sports, bringing you all the action live. And we'll be here until the PM, when the team naming shall be done, and of course we'll be seeing who will be representing the country in the Olympic Games. Of course, this happens only once in 4 years, so stay tuned. And if you want to come down to Nyao Stadium, it's free of charge. You can come with your families, enjoy a full day of athletics action. But right now, it is the 5,000 meters, and of course, I'm not alone. I'm joined by Mr. Bernard Rotich, one of the best athletics pundits in the country, who will be taking us through the tidbits, especially in these 5,000 meters. Welcome, Bernard.
Thank you so much, Molemi. Good morning, viewers. It's another day, the second day, and of course the final day of the Olympic Games trials. And we are happy that the race has started on well, and we are happy the 5,000 meters men are now taking. This is the second lap. They are going for the second lap, and I'm happy. I can tell you the lineup today is good. We have world beaters here. Name them: Jacob Kiprop, Ismail Kipkurui, go to Gideon Rono, Daniel Kimayo, Stanley Waithaka, Emmanuel Maru, Emmanuel Kiplagat, all those big names, Samuel Chebole. Of course, I can tell you today we have siblings running here. We have Ronald Kwemoy and Samuel Chebole Masai. Those are brothers and they are running. Of course, if I can mention, Ronald started running 1,500, but he has now transited to 5,000 meters. So we want to see, of course, he's second right now, if you can see the race, and we are expecting a good race today.
Of course, we are expecting a good race, and this is just the first race of the day. A couple of events coming up, including the long jump, which is currently taking place at the Karasarani Gymnasium. And we are also looking at the 400 meters hurdles, where we are expecting to see the likes of Wiseman Were, who already qualified to represent the country in the Olympics earlier on this year during the Kiprop Classic. But then there is the javelin also taking place. It will be happening here at the Nyao National Stadium, one of the few field events taking place here. And of course the 400 meters men and women final, the 1,500 meters women final, the 200 meters men and women final, before ushering in a health break that will take us to the PM hour. We'll have the 800 meters, the 100 meters women and men final, the 3,000 meters steeplechase, and the 4x400 meters relay, where we expect Team Botswana to also be in the house. They arrived last night for this event, and of course the 4x100 meters, both men and women. All this will be happening here at the Nyao National Stadium, this beautiful facility, bringing you the trials for the Olympic Games. And if you're joining us, of course, we have plenty of action. But right now it is the 5,000 meters already done, with 3 laps and of course 9 to go, and of course nothing much to separate this talented group of athletes.
Yeah, and of course in the lineup we also have Jacob Krop from West Pokot. Actually, this is a Japan-based athlete. He has been in Japan for some time now, and he is happy to be back home. Talk of Benson Kiplangat, is also based in Japan. He is running here today. Even Masai, Samuel Chebole Masai, based in Japan. So these athletes normally come back home to try their luck and make the team. Of course, Emmanuel Kiplagat also is a Japan-based. Most of these athletes have they normally train and stay in Japan, but during the national trials they have to be home so that they can be able to represent their country. And of course we are going to talk about, of course, for them to qualify they have to run 13:05. and make the team. And of course, somebody like this season, Jacob Kiprop has not competed anywhere, so he doesn't have a season's best. And of course, we have also Ishmael Kiprui, Naipei Kiplimo. Those people are seeking their season's best today, and I don't know if they will qualify. But if you look at the season best, of course, this year the leading athlete is from Ethiopia, called Hagos Gebriwet, who has a personal best of 12:36.73, and of course that is super fast, 12:36.73. And the second one is Yomif Kejelcha from Ethiopia. We have Jacob Kiplimo is now third in the list with a 12, who having run 12:40.96. And then of course from Spain we have Thierry, and then we have a problem in Kenya. For the top 10 athletes, there is no Kenyan, and of course we have Joshua Cheptegei. This season who is Joshua Cheptegei. This season is he is 11th, and we expect him to bring us trouble in Olympics. But of course, they are good upcoming athletes. Maybe Kenyans will do something better this time.
Of course, Kenyans will be trying to prove their worth because they lost the crown. Of course, the current Olympic champion is from Uganda, and it's something that really brings those bad memories to the Kenyan sprinters and middle distance runners who know that they have a lot of work to do, especially heading into the Paris Olympics. And you've said there's no Kenyan in the top 10 currently in the 5,000 meters. That will be very, very interesting to see. And currently leading on your screens is Gideon Kiprotich Rono, a man who was born in 2003. And of course, he'll be celebrating his 20th birthday, his 21st birthday in a bit, and looking at how they're running. Nothing much to separate this talented group of athletes. And you look at how they've lined up today. Perfect weather. Are you expecting a faster time? Because we are looking at the qualification, standard qualification time of 30 minutes, 5 seconds. Are we really able to see if these athletes will be in a position to break that dark and of course have more qualifiers? Because I can see also there is an athlete from South Sudan, Jacob Achol, and this tells you that nobody is here just to pass time. But something surprising also, Bernard, I've noticed, unlike the Kipkeno Classic where we witnessed water breaks, I haven't seen any. What could be the thing driving these athletes? Rather, they don't need these water breaks because water points, not water breaks really, but water points, whereby there are guys along the track giving them water to cool themselves down. Do you believe it's something that you can recommend, especially for, let's say, the 5,000 meters, the 10,000, and also any other long distance?
The weather in Nairobi is good. We don't need them taking water on the track. Maybe that can be done where there is maybe a hot place. That is, but for them here, the conditions are very nice, very good, and we expect them to run faster even today because some of these guys are looking for time. They are looking for time. And we don't expect to see them taking water, of course, but we expect a fast race. That is what I can say. I wanted to say we were talking about the season's best time, and of course this season the first Kenyan in the list is 25th. The 25th in the list, Edwin Kurgat. Edwin Kurgat has a best time of 12:57.52. Of course, having qualified for the Olympic Games. I don't know if he will win here today. And then come Benson Kiplangat. He is 27th in the list, having clocked 12:58.78. So Benson, if I can talk about Benson Kiplangat, Benson he won bronze at the World Cross Country Championships in Belgrade. That was the man who was beaten by Jacob Kiplimo and Berage, and then of course he came third. And I think he has a bright future. Remember, he is also the former World Under-20. He won in Nairobi at home in 2021. Was it 2021 during the COVID era? And seeing him going up steadily is something that maybe the athletics fraternity should be proud of. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it is something that puts him in a prime position, and you look at how things are panning out. Samuel Mburu positioned really, really well. I'm sure that he'll be fancying his chances with 3 laps to go. Jacob Kiprop still in the picture. Nothing much to separate this group of athletes with 3 laps to go. That shows you that it is very, very tight out there, and of course we'll be looking forward to see who joins Edwin Kurgat, who already attained his qualification time to participate in the Tokyo Olympics. And look at the time that he posted, 12 minutes 57.52. Benson Kiplanga 12:58.78. Some of the athletes that we'll be looking forward to. Will it be happening? We'll be waiting to see if that is possible. But of course, running into the latter stages, and you look at the likes of Samuel Chegev Masai, Cornelius Kemoi, Richard Etir, Benson Kiplangat, and of course Ronald Kwemoi, one of the household names in the 5,000 meters. These are athletes that we'll be looking at very, very, very keenly. And but if you're joining us, we are live from the Nyao National Stadium with, of course, 2 laps to go. Nothing much. This is where it all begins. And now, that is Daniel Kimayo, the 19-year-old. Nobody was talking much about him, but then he has a national crown, and of course the under-20 bronze medal. So you look at this is a pool of talent that, if at all they just get it right, then I'm sure of them finishing in the podium in Paris. But you look at them right now. Kimayo, I'm looking at Samuel Chebolei Masai also in the mix. It's really close. Jacob Kiprop still in the picture. Samuel Mburu still hanging in there. That is Jacob Kiprop currently in the lead. Cornelius also in the lead. You look at that as they head to the bell, and this is going to be very, very interesting. And Jacob Kiprop in the lead currently, as it was predicted, a bronze medal in the World Championships, of course. And you look at this burst of pace from Kimayo. Jacob Kiprop still hanging in there. There is also Cornelius Kemboi. It is Kimayo and Kiprop. Ronald Kemoi from the outside. Kiprop trying so hard to keep up with Kemoi. It is Kiprop right now in the lead as they head towards the home stretch. Ronald Kemoi trying to catch up with Jacob Kiprop. Who's going to take it home? It is going to be very, very interesting. Heading into the home stretch. It is the 5,000 meters final. This is the main event, the first event of the day. But then Ronald Kemoi and Jacob Kiprop, each one of them trying so hard to outsmart each other. But it's Ronald Kemoi who's going to take it home. Jacob Kiprop settles for second, and that is what we really expected. 13.27. It is a time that we can say was well timed. But then what happens in this case?
Of course, if you see Kwemo's time, he has already qualified. He has 13:02.56. Qualification mark is 13:05. Now maybe for the second athlete, Kiprop, he has to now compete somewhere else before the deadline for the entries, because he has to really get that chance to to compete. I don't know what will happen, but of course number 1, 2 is automatically qualification to the team. But he doesn't have that time. So maybe I don't know what will happen, but of course we have to wait and hear what the officials will say. And it was a fascinating race.
And of course you talked about no Kenyan in the top 10, top 20 actually. The first Kenyan this year in the 5,000 meters is in position 25. And that is something that I'm sure they'll have to look at very seriously, because we have very few days to the games. And of course we'll be waiting to hear what they have to say about these performances. Of course you talked about Ronald Kemoi already qualified, but then Jacob Kiprop, if he goes to Douala, then he has a chance.
Yes, if he goes, he has a chance to redeem himself. And of course, let's talk about who won last time at the Olympics in Tokyo. But of course, we had Joshua Cheptegei, who ran 12:58, and then he was followed by Canadian Mohamed Ahmed, and then Paul Chelimo, the Kenyan-born USA athlete, Paul Chelimo, and then fourth was Nicholas Kipkorir. Of course, Kenya missed in the podium. We had Jacob Kiplimo coming fifth. And now, the next Kenyan was, it was a tough race, of course, and Kenyans saw dust here. The next Kenyan was Daniel Simiu, who was far way behind. So, actually, this race has been it has been so competitive. If you saw last time at the World, at the Diamond League, the race was, it was thrilling. It was so fast. So, I think the times are changing in this event.
Times are changing really fast, and of course also the European countries catching up so fast with the rest